Well, we made it to our little day trip lake. Took us a bit longer to get here than expected. Had a bit of an incident. I'll have Dad explain what happened. Give me 1 second.
No, that'll be a campfire chat.
Campfire chat?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll talk about it later. Got the rods out, just trolling. Hopefully we can catch some lunch. Can't do much worse than we've been doing, so.
You haven't got a fish yet?
Oh, I'm on the right. I'm on the right.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Didn't I say I was gonna go on the right, or did I say left?
No, yeah, you did say right.
I almost cast it out on the left too, and then I was like, oh no, I thought I said right. Lovely little lake. We've talked about coming here for
15 years.
yeah, about 15 years or so. Can finally say we made it. Well, we've been fishing for an hour and a half, would you say, Dad?
An hour anyway.
Yeah. Lost 2 lures, 2 weights. Have nothing to show for it. Not even a bite. I'm starting to doubt my ability as a fisherman. There's no way. No, I think trout are finicky. They're temperamental. They're moody. I think they're just not in the mood at all.
You're going at different depths too.
I know, we've been going, mind you, I think we should be going deeper for lake trout, but we're going 10 to 20 feet, 25 feet. You think there's gotta be something in that range, especially early morning and late evening that wants to eat. Nothing. And we're pretty deep in the park. It's not like we're in a lake that nobody's ever been to, but mind you, it's not easy to get in here. I'm starting to regret getting rid of that extra freeze dried out of our pack to make it a little lighter. I thought, oh, what do we need all this food for? Fish is going to be easy to come by. You're going to be feasting out there. It's been about 2 days, I think. Yeah, 2 days worth of fishing. Zero bites. That's just pathetic any way you try and put it. Alright, Dad, where's our fish fry?
Fish fry?
Yeah.
We got 2 of these.
Mountain House beef stew.
Yep.
For all our work today, how many fish did we catch?
Nada. 0.
We took a break to have lunch on a campsite on this lake. It's a beautiful lake. Decent campsite. Water's very clear. Scenery isn't the only reason we're out here. Had a fun time boiling the water. Couldn't find a grill on this campsite, so we just had these rocks close together and made our own little stick stove, I suppose. We're gonna give it one more shot once we eat. Paddle around a few times. And if nothing, I guess go back to our main campsite.
Little hammock here. Oh.
Wednesday morning, we're here trolling our main lake. Unfortunately, we're not filming on a good camera. because yesterday on our day trip lake, it went for a little swim. Anyways, there's water inside, so I have no idea how bad the camera is fudged. Haven't turned it on. Tried to open up as many parts as I could. Don't have a screwdriver though, unfortunately. I should probably bring one though. You can see there's still moisture inside of a lot of it. So anyways, now I'm filming with the GoPro. I'm limited in terms of battery life with this and camera quality, so I apologize in advance. Well, I'm out solo now. Dropped that off. Had a quick breakfast, had a coffee. Decided, you know what? I don't like the idea of being skunked on this lake, so he went to go take a nap. And I figured, you know what? I'm not gonna catch anything sleeping, so it can't hurt to just paddle out. I'll try my best. It's middle of the day, which is the worst time for fishing. I got a silver and gold spoon on. Got some weight. I'm gonna drop it down around the bottom and just jig. Maybe the flash will attract something and maybe I'll get lucky, you never know. Just not ready to give up yet. I personally find jigging the most boring form of fishing. Which is probably why I was dumb enough to not bring any tube jigs or jig heads. And now I'm stuck jigging with a spoon. The fact that I'm jigging probably shows you how desperate I am. Well, we did a coin flip and made the executive decision to try one other lake we know of in the area. We've been to this lake before, we've caught fish there before. So we're gonna try and rush and get there before the evening bite, hopeful evening bite. And we're gonna go back to camp tonight. So probably portaging in the dark. But you know, when you've been fishing a lake the lake that we've been on for, you know, as long as we have, without even a single bite, a bite that we could be like, yeah, that's probably a fish, it's not a good sign. You need to switch things up. It's sad because I've been looking forward to getting into that lake for many years. You know, I've always thought very highly of it. I wanted it to be my favorite lake so badly, but that's not the way it works out all the time, unfortunately. Anyways, I'm gonna try and move quick. And maybe I'll have some fishing footage soon. Is that nap helping?
Yeah. About a half-hour nap. The bees buzzing in the tent didn't help.
Yeah, the bee infestation on our island.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. Even though we're kind of rushing, still want to take time to kind of just take in the sights. I love when the floor is kind of carpeted with these colored leaves. It's probably my favorite part about camping in the fall. No bugs, beautiful colors. In theory, fishing should be decent. We've usually done pretty well fishing in the fall. It's just, it's called fishing, not catching, I suppose. It's gross. Just took off. Whatever this is fresh. Maybe wolf? Don't think it's bear. We made it to our little half-day trip lake. We got maybe 2 hours of fishing before we gotta head back. Portages were pretty rough. Didn't want to get lost on them, so we're not gonna risk it. Hopefully we can catch something in those 2 hours. Wish us luck. Dad's got one. Finally, our first fish. Jesus Christ, we've been, oh my goodness, the amount of hours we put in. Even if it, okay, I don't want it to pop off because we're starving.
You have a net?
Yeah. You want it, or do you want me to try and net it?
Try and net him.
Okay. Let me just see him.
Good size one.
Oh yeah, oh my God, Dad. He looks big. Oh shit. Dad, he looks good.
Oh, he's a big one.
I know, he could be a bit very good, better than the than our record.
I think so.
Oh, Dad. Bring him over here. Reel in, can you reel in a little bit more?
Yeah.
I can't see because the water is so dark, right?
You want to let him go or keep him?
If he's good, let's let him go.
Yeah.
We have food. I don't want to take a good breeder out. Come on, he's under the boat.
Oh,
I got him.
you got him?
Yeah. Ah, yeah, that's a nice fish. He popped off nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, you want to see him? He's bigger than the record.
Really?
This could be Walter.
No.
Yeah. There's no way we're keeping him.
Okay.
Look at the size of him, Dad. Nice fish.
Yeah, you want to let him go? Let me just take a picture of him.
Okay. Feel free to let him go whenever.
You got it?
Yeah. Oh, Dad, that's a nice fish. Had our little day trip fishing adventure. Didn't get dinner, unfortunately. Dad caught a very nice brook trout. Both his and our collective personal best. Estimated is probably about 23 inches, I think. Between 3.5, 4 pounds. Anyways, very nice fish. A little disappointed to be not having fish for dinner, but you know, it's nice to let those big ones go, those breeders. Maybe fish tomorrow. Preparing our homemade, well, Dad's homemade lasagna. Got lasagna sauce, beef, spinach and cottage cheese. Not sure if you guys can read that. And pasta noodles.
And then mozzarella.
Yeah. What can I put in now?
I put the rest in.
Rest in? No?
Yeah.
Okay. Even the mozzarella?
No, we'll save that for when it's almost done.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. If you can't tell, our eyes are a bit bigger than our stomachs. I don't know how we're gonna finish all that. Although the only meal I've had to eat today was oatmeal for breakfast. There's the finished product. Lasagna. I'm sure it doesn't look very appetizing from the comfort of home and homemade lasagna, but I'm starving. It smells good.
Do you want some salt?
Yeah, I'll take some salt. And I'm gonna dig in. I'm not sure how well the GoPro can see me right now, but like I said, unfortunately, my main camera's gone. I'm gonna dig in. Oh, that's good.
Is it?
Yeah. Our coldest morning, for sure. It's probably about 4 degrees. But it's a beautiful fog, mist, I don't know, both on the lake. I love these mornings. Thursday morning. Just waiting for the water to boil. Gonna make our coffees. Gonna figure out what the plan is. But I quickly wanted to mention, as Dad was saying, our neighbors on this campsite, on this island campsite, were kind enough to gift us 4 crunchy peanut butter Cliff Bars in exchange for a cooking grate that we gave them. Unfortunately, didn't have the chance to thank them. They left early this morning. We wanted to thank the group that left us those 3 crunchy peanut butter. 4 crunchy peanut butter Cliff Bars. Maybe they heard us complaining that we had no food and we were starving out here with no fish. But if by some miracle they're watching this, thank you. Trying to fish, trying to cast off these rocks over here. I thought I saw a nice spot to try and get a snag out. Put both feet on the, both Crocs on the rock, and I'm soaked from like, just like the ankle down. My ass is wet too. And my wrist is killing me now. I can landed right on my butt. Now I gotta change clothes. Off to a new campsite now. Trolling our way down. Maybe we can cook in a lunch. Still hopeful. Maybe a little delusional. All week the wind blows in one direction, and then now it decides to switch up, eh? Well, didn't get skunked in the lake trout department. Probably the smallest lake trout I've ever caught. Maybe the smallest I've ever seen. Survived a tough paddle. Had some pretty big waves, some white caps to deal with. Nothing we haven't dealt with before, but you know, it's always better to be safe and kind of just focus and get to your destination. Not that we're at our destination yet, but took a break. It was getting pretty tiring fighting the waves. And you can see, I'm not sure how much the GoPro is picking up, but it's pretty windy, pretty wavy out there. Nothing, like I said, nothing crazy. But I really wish right now I had my good camera, because that opposite hillside is absolutely gorgeous. Tons of hardwoods just giving off so much color. It's beautiful. Be a bad time to tell you I'm getting seasick? Yeah. Another fishless night for dinner. Well, I've reached the point of just exploring campsites and seeing what they have to offer. I guess that's like the acceptance stage of grief. Pretty soon we'll be saying stuff like, oh, it's just nice being out here. It is. Beautiful day. It's been said a million times, and it'll be said a million times more. It is just nice being out here, but kind of hoping there was fish to go with it. Well, Lake, goodbye. Kind of let us down. She had the one bite trolling up, or trolling down. GoPro camera batteries died a couple days ago. Couldn't really film us heading out of the park, but we made it out. I got a good night's sleep at the cottage. Able to charge the batteries again, so I figured I'd film and just do a quick little recap. This was undoubtedly the worst Algonquin trip I've ever been on in my 15 years and like 20 trips or so going. It was not the worst. It's very, very close. Grand total of 5 fish this trip. 1 lake trout, 4 brook trout. 3 of the brook trout were caught in streams, so it was just tough. Figured that the fish were down very deep. I think overall I'd give this trip a
heading out, we took on about almost 2 foot waves,
Yeah.
which got a little dicey, but
We're pros. We're veterans.
we managed to get through.
What would you give it out of 10?
Like I said, with weather and the campsites and that, I would probably give it at least a 5.
Oh, really?
The fishing was brutal.
I will say, like, the scenery of this trip was one of the best. We saw some beautiful trees, some beautiful colors. 2 moose that we saw, one for sure. The other one we just kind of heard take off.
Now the one walking along the shore was cool.
Yeah, that was really nice. And then we heard wolves too. That was nice. They were quite noisy on our second last night in the park. That was a nice. We always, hope to see wolves, or sorry, hear wolves. So, well, yeah, it just left a lot to be desired in the fishing department. But there's always next spring.
And the camera taking the dunk.
Yeah, I think that's what's really weighing the score down